Hello, class. My name is Melda Downing, and today I'm going to show you my vowel soundboard and then also my consonant soundboard. So, from my understanding, when you were to go to teach this, all of this wouldn't be visible unless you've already gone over the material before it, or it would just either be covered or it would already be not up there yet. The next thing is that most of the time this would have to be much bigger. It would take up an entire wall, especially once you added more words into it, which is what a lot of teachers would want their kids to do, is start recognizing that this word would go up there. From my understanding, I've heard of teachers making it a game, and they give out words, and students would have to try and figure out where it would clarify in those times. So I chose different words from each group on the lower end because my student is on the lower end. And so for that reason, I decided to start with the short I sound in my vowel. So for today's words that I would use is sit, hit, kit, and really emphasizing that I sound. Sip. So what you would do is I have the word it, and they would go through and they would add it to the short I sound. In a good way, we would keep going all the way down with our words and really fill up the board. So the next, here we go, here's another one. Here is the word it. So we put it on the soundboard with the it. And then we have the word hit, it. And really, really, really segment that sound out so they really hear it go it. And they really want to go eh. And it's not one that you hear a lot of eh. There's not a lot of sound, there's not word sound coming out or anything like that, and that needs to be kind of clarified with them that you're not going to hear that like you would with some of the other sounds. It's not going to be vocal. And there's not vibration, so you can't go eh. It's all right here. And so having them really look at that mouth and showing them that when you make that eh sound, your mouth is almost completely closed, not quite, but almost. And your lips are pulled back, not like this, but still just slightly. Eh. And so then we go ahead and put the word there. Alright, so that is my first short vowel sound. And from my understanding, you don't cover a lot of the short vowels at the same time. So for instance, A and E and I can get very confusing for kids if you're trying to do them all at once. So the next one I chose for a short vowel is the A sound. So you wouldn't give them, for your short A, you wouldn't give them apple because that's the long A. So you want a short vowel sound. So I am giving them the word pat, pat, pat. So we're going to put pat, ah. You hear the ah sound, ah. But it's not A, it's ah. So really having them kids understand that when you do that, you're going to go ah. And your mouth is going to be open much wider than when with the E sound, or the I sound that I just did. So that is our short vowel sounds, the ah, and we practice that a lot with apple being that motion that you would do is ah, but you wouldn't actually want to teach that ah part. You would want that for your long A, so you wouldn't go apple with this. The next one I want to do is, I'm going to come over here and see if you guys can see. I'm going to turn this way so you can see it better. My consonant sounds. So when once again, all of this board wouldn't be visible until you got there. So the ones I'm going to be working on is our ones up here in our stops and one in our nasal passage word today. So my student really struggles with the P and the B sound when we are talking about words and that sort of thing, and just the letter sound itself. So to help with this, I really wanted to cover words with the P and the B sound. So for my P sound, we have the word pat, p, at, p, p, p. And you notice I use that word over here in my vowel sounds. P, p. So if you're doing these both at the same time, if you're teaching both of this as a phonics lesson in the same day, you could cover the P and the A at the same time. Covering multiple vowels is just not something you'd want to do for the most part. Okay, and then for my B sound, and to do that, you could go B, and they hear it's very voiced. It's very, very loud, and like you can feel the vibrations when you do it and go B, and it's very loud, and it's that sort of thing. Why? P, p. It's almost like you're spitting. P. You can feel that breath if you put your mouth over, and you notice B and your mouth is almost the same when you first start, and that's part of the reason why it's confusion. So I'm going to go ahead and put my B sound, and this is why I really struggled to get everything up here. There was a lot that I put up here, probably more than I needed, but that's okay. The next sound that I wanted to cover on our consonants board is the K sound. So this is a sound that I covered because my student also really struggles with the K sound. So she normally replaces it with the T sound instead of the K. So to really enunciate it and really feel that K versus the T in there. And so I wanted to give her a word that has both the T and the K, so she could feel the difference. K, I, T, and like really siphon that out. And so I'm giving her the first word is kit. K, K, it. And then the next one that's very common, and she knows every word that's in here. I made sure that's why I chose simple words, is that I wanted to make sure she understood what they meant. And the next word is milk. So you would put it up here with the K and have them go milk, and really go ahead and exaggerate that K sound, whether it's through the vibrations and going K and filling it through K or not. And then the last and final one I want to cover is the nasal sound, which is the letter my student likes to cover N for M, so she'll say N instead of when we're talking or trying to read out words. She'll go instead of So I really wanted to cover and make sure we made that mouth movement of where you close your mouth to make that and really vibrate clear. All right. And then I placed that one up there too on my soundboard. Thank you so much for watching us. I appreciate it.